My beloved child, stop everything you're doing right now. Breathe. Be still. I know your heart is tired. You've been trying to stay strong. Trying to make ends meet. Trying to smile through the storm. But inside, you're asking, God, when will you come through? And today, the Lord says this is not a coincidence. I led you here, for this exact moment. Because you needed to hear my voice again. You are not alone. You have not been forgotten. And no, your prayers haven't gone unheard. Even the ones whispered through tears. Even the ones you were too exhausted to speak out loud. I heard them all. The world may have told you, you're behind. You're not enough. You're failing. But I, the God of heaven, say to you today, I am opening doors no man can shut. I am releasing provision from places you never expected. I know the bills are piling up. I know your wallet feels empty. But your heart is rich in faith, and that is what moves me. Not numbers. Not status. Not appearances. Isaiah 41 verse 10, Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. This is not just scripture on a page. It's a living word. A word that applies to you, right now. So listen, child. Let me remind you of the promise, I will supply all your needs according to my riches in glory. Not according to your bank account. Not according to the economy. According to my riches. And I own it all. Every field, every tree, every coin, every opportunity. Nothing is beyond me. I saw the job they rejected you from. I saw the deal that slipped away. I saw the doors that were slammed in your face. But I am not done. I am the God who brings water from a rock. I am the God who multiplied oil in the jar. I am the God who fed 5,000 with a little boy's lunch. If I did it then, I can do it again, for you. You've been faithful with little. You've chosen integrity when others chose shortcuts. You've given even when you had little to spare. And heaven noticed. I noticed. Nothing you've done in love or obedience has been overlooked. So now, I speak this over you, get ready. A shift is coming. Not because you earned it, but because I love you. Because I promise to be your provider. I promise to never leave you begging for bread. This storm didn't come to destroy you. It came to show you how much I can do when the odds are against you. Even when the land looks dry, I can make rivers flow. Even when the door seems sealed shut, I can breathe and it will swing open. You are not in this alone. The enemy wants you to panic. But I call you to peace. He wants you to give up. But I say, stand firm. He wants you to believe that I'm late. But I say, my timing is perfect. Look at the lilies of the field. They don't work, they don't stress, yet I clothe them in splendor. How much more will I care for you, my precious one? The birds never question their next meal, yet every day, they eat. If I care for them, oh, how much more do I care for you? You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. I see the quiet sacrifices. I see the private tears. And I am working behind the scenes, aligning the right people, preparing the right doors, setting the stage for something greater than what you lost. You thought it was over, but I am just beginning. So hold on. Do not grow weary in doing good. For in due season, in my season, you will reap a harvest. A harvest not just of money, but of peace. Of freedom. Of purpose. Of joy. That peace you've been aching for. It's coming. That stability you crave. It's coming. That breakthrough you can't even imagine. It's coming. Just keep trusting me. Keep walking with me. You don't need to understand every detail. Just stay close. Let me lead. Let me be your shepherd, and you will not lack. This valley is not your ending. This desert is not your destiny. I am leading you to green pastures, not just spiritually, but practically. Your rent, your bills, your groceries, I see it all. And I will provide. Miraculously. Abundantly. In ways that remind you it was never about your strength. It was always about my love. So rest. Trust. Breathe again. You are safe in my hands. I will not fail you. I will not forget you. I will not abandon you. Now walk with me, and watch what I'm about to do. You've been waiting. And waiting. And still, no breakthrough. You've tried to be patient. You've said all the right prayers. But inside, the questions won't stop. God, are you listening? Did I do something wrong? Why is everyone else moving forward, while I'm still stuck? And in those quiet moments when no one sees, you whisper things like, I don't know how much longer I can do this, my child, I hear it. Every cry. Every doubt. Every silent scream in the night. And today, I need you to know this, I have not forgotten you. Your waiting is not punishment, it's preparation. You see delay, but I see development. While you wait, I'm building something far bigger than what you asked for. I'm not just answering your prayers. I'm stretching your faith, strengthening your heart, shaping your character, because the blessing I'm preparing requires a stronger, wiser version of you. You've asked me for provision, but I'm giving you more, perspective, perseverance, peace that surpasses understanding. You see, anyone can shout hallelujah when the miracle arrives. But I'm teaching you to worship in the wilderness. To trust when there's no sign. To believe when the doors are still closed. That's where real faith is born. That's where heaven leans in. I know it feels unfair. I know it hurts. But listen, not 1 second of your pain is wasted. Not one tear goes unseen. I bottle each one. I record each moment. And in due time, I will repay. Pressed down, shaken together, running over. You've seen others get blessed, and yes, it stings. They got the promotion. They bought the house. They posted the testimony. And while you celebrated them on the outside, inside your heart whispered, when will it be my turn? My precious one, I want you to hear this, your turn is coming. I am not blind to your obedience. I am not ignoring your faithfulness. I see the times you gave, even when it cost you. I see the times you forgave, even when they didn't apologize. I see the times you worshipped, even while breaking. And heaven has not forgotten. Like the story of Joseph, sold by his brothers, falsely accused, thrown in prison, it looked like I was silent. But behind the scenes, I was orchestrating a divine setup. What looked like delay was destiny in disguise. And just like Joseph, I will elevate you. Suddenly. Swiftly. Supernaturally. Not because man promoted you, but because heaven ordained it. You will stand in rooms you never imagined. You will receive what you didn't qualify for. And everyone who saw your struggle will witness your rising. Not to make you proud, but to make my name known. I bless not just for your comfort, but for my glory. So don't give up. Don't walk away now. You're closer than you think. If only you could see what I'm preparing. The resources, the relationships, the restoration, all in motion, even if you don't feel it. Faith isn't about what you see. It's about what you choose to believe, even in the dark. And right now, I'm asking you to believe again. Hope again. Trust again. Even when your hands are empty, trust that mine are full. I am Jehovah Jireh, your provider. And I don't do partial. When I bless, I do it completely. You won't just survive, you'll thrive. You won't just get by, you'll overflow. You won't just heal, you'll become a testimony of redemption. But first, let me finish what I started. Let me complete the work in you. Keep walking. Keep praising. Keep sowing. The harvest is on its way. The season is shifting. The heavens are moving. And when it comes, it will be undeniable. People will ask, how did you get here? And you'll say, it was God. Only God. So for now, lift your eyes. Fix your focus. I am near. I am for you. I am working, not just on your situation, but in your soul. And soon, very soon, you will say, now I understand why it took so long. Until then, trust me. I'm not just blessing your bank account. I'm blessing your journey. I'm blessing your heart. I'm blessing your future. I'm not done. I've only just begun. I know what it feels like to give, and still feel empty. To pour out love, time, effort, energy, and see no return. To tithe faithfully. To help others in secret. To put others first. And yet still wonder why the breakthrough seems so far away. And it's not just about the money, is it? It's deeper than that. It's about feeling forgotten. Feeling unseen. Feeling like all your effort doesn't matter. But hear me today, child, every seed you've sown is in the soil of eternity. Nothing is wasted in my kingdom. I don't pay back in numbers. I pay back in wholeness. In joy. In peace that no number can buy. You prayed for finances, but I'm giving you a future. You prayed for help, but I'm giving you healing. You prayed for more money, but I'm giving you more meaning. Don't let the lack in your wallet convince you of a lack in your worth. Your identity was never tied to your income. It was tied to my image. And you, yes, you, are made in the image of God. Not the economy. Not the debt collector. Not the credit score. My image. The enemy has tried to confuse you, whispering lies like, you're behind, you're cursed, you'll never have enough. But today, I silence every lie with this truth: you are not behind. You are not cursed. You are not forgotten. You are chosen. You are covered. You are carried. And I, the Lord your God, am still your source. Not your job. Not your savings. Not your side hustle. Me. I may use those things, but I am not limited by them. I am unlimited. I am infinite. And I have ways you haven't thought of. Streams you didn't see coming. Open doors you didn't knock on. Divine surprises that will make you weep, not because they're flashy, but because they prove I heard you. I saw you. I never left you. Remember the widow in the Bible? She only had a little flour and oil, just enough for one last meal. She was ready to die. But I sent a prophet to her house. Not with gold. Not with applause. But with a word. One word. And that word activated her miracle. That one obedient step brought supply that never ran out. My child, your breakthrough won't come from worry. It won't come from control. It will come from trust. Deep, radical trust. The kind of trust that says, even if I don't see it yet, I still believe. That is where provision is born. Not in striving, but in surrender. Not in panic, but in praise. You've been trying so hard to keep it all together. But maybe it's time to fall apart, in my presence. Maybe it's time to cry. To release. To admit, God, I don't have the strength anymore. And watch what I do when you let go. I don't need your perfection. I don't need your performance. I just need your heart. Honest. Open. Willing. Willing to believe that I still do miracles. Willing to believe that even in this economy, I can make a way. Willing to believe that maybe, just maybe, this pain has a purpose. Because it does. You're not being buried. You're being planted. And when I bring the rain, it will be in due season. Not early. Not late. But exactly when your roots are deep enough to hold the weight of the blessing. So don't despise this season. Don't curse the dirt. The dirt is where the gold grows. The struggle is where strength is formed. And the silence is where I speak the loudest. You've been asking for a sign, but I am the sign. I am the one who woke you up this morning. I am the one who kept your mind together. I am the one who held your world when everything else collapsed. And I'm not about to stop now. Your breakthrough isn't just coming. It's being built. Every delay, every detour, every disappointment, I'm using it. Shaping it. Weaving it into a testimony so undeniable, all you'll be able to say is, only God. So don't let the enemy win the battle of your mind. Don't drown in doubt. Don't make peace with lack. You were made for abundance, not just in money, but in hope, in peace, in impact. And yes, I will provide financially. But more than that, I will provide strength. I will provide wisdom. I will provide vision. Because when I bless you, it won't be just for you. It will be for others. For those who need to know I still move. I still care. I still come through. You are not waiting in vain. You are waiting with purpose. And one day soon, you'll look back and realize, this wasn't the valley of defeat. It was the valley where your faith came alive. And that, my child, is the greatest blessing of all. I know you've smiled in public while secretly drowning in private. You've said, I'm fine, when you weren't. You've told others to keep the faith, while deep down you've questioned your own. You scroll through social media, seeing others blessed, promoted, celebrated, and you want to be happy for them, you try to be, but something inside you aches. Not because you're jealous. But because you've been praying. Fasting. Serving. Waiting. Believing. And yet it feels like heaven is quiet. Like nothing's changing. And that silence has started to sound like rejection. But child, let me speak this truth into that silence, my delay is not my denial. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. Positioned for a provision that is greater than money. Positioned for purpose that cannot be shaken by recessions or reduced by men. Because the blessing I have for you is not fragile. It's not a momentary high. It's a legacy. A testimony. A ripple effect that will bless generations after you. So yes, I'm taking time. But not because I'm distant. It's because I'm building something eternal in you. Something that won't collapse when pressure comes. Something that will still stand when others fall. Because I'm not just giving you financial blessing, I'm giving you spiritual stability. I'm healing the part of you that thinks money will solve everything. I'm reminding you that peace isn't found in paychecks, but in presence. In my presence. I'm teaching you that abundance doesn't begin in your account, it begins in your awareness of me. You've looked to the world for reassurance. But reassurance won't sustain you, revelation will. And here is the revelation I want you to carry today, you are already blessed. Yes, the money will come. The opportunities will open. The doors will swing wide. But your worth is not waiting for those things. Your value isn't on hold until the breakthrough arrives. It is alive. Now. Because you are loved. Now. And that love? It never runs out. You may run out of strength. You may run out of answers. You may run out of ideas. But my love is never in short supply. It never hits zero. It never declines. You don't have to earn it. You just have to receive it. And when you do, when you truly let it in, something shifts. Fear loses power. Shame breaks. Scarcity shatters. And suddenly, you don't just hope for provision, you expect it. Because you know who your Father is. You know He doesn't abandon. You know He doesn't tease with false hope. You know that if He promised it, He'll perform it. Even if it takes longer than you thought. Even if it shows up in a way you didn't expect. So breathe, child. Stop rushing. Stop trying to figure out every detail. I'm already in the details. I'm already in the rooms where your name is being mentioned. I'm already speaking to the people who will help you. I'm already unlocking what no human can lock. And while you wait, I'm not just giving you patience. I'm giving you power. Power to resist discouragement. Power to choose praise over panic. Power to walk through this valley with your head high, not because of pride, but because of promise. You are walking on a word. A word that cannot return void. A word that says, I will supply all your needs. Not some. Not most. All. And when I say, all, I mean beyond what you thought you needed. I mean rest for your soul. I mean joy in the middle of chaos. I mean provision that doesn't just pay your bills but funds your purpose. That supports the vision I planted in you. You've been thinking small. Limited. Safe. But I'm calling you higher. To think kingdom. To think eternity. To think not just about surviving this month, but leaving a mark that outlives your years. That's what my blessing is about. Impact. Expansion. Overflow. Not for ego, but for mission. So trust me. Even when it feels like nothing's happening. Even when your heart aches and your hands are empty. Because this moment of lack is not your identity, it's a chapter. And chapters change. Seasons shift. And when this one ends, you'll look back and say, now I understand. The pain wasn't pointless. It was planting. And that harvest? It's coming. More beautiful, more powerful, more abundant than you imagined. So hold on. Let your heart rest. I'm not just coming through. I'm coming close. I know you're tired of holding it all together. You wake up each morning trying to find strength, but inside you're running on empty. You go through the motions, smile at the world, handle your responsibilities, but when the lights go off and it's just you and the silence, that's when the weight comes crashing down. The fear. The pressure. The questions. What if I don't make it? What if this is all there is? What if I never see the breakthrough? And in that hidden place, where you've cried tears no one else sees, I want you to hear me whisper something louder than any fear, I'm still here. I haven't changed. I haven't left. And I'm not going to. I know what's weighing on your heart. I know the rent is due. I know the job interview didn't call back. I know your bank account is lower than your faith. But child, let me remind you, your help does not come from the bank. Your help does not come from the news. Your help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. I didn't bring you this far to leave you now. I didn't walk you through fire just to abandon you in the ashes. If I parted seas before, I can still do it now. If I provided manna in the wilderness, I can still rain down provision. If I fed multitudes with 5 loaves and 2 fish, what makes you think I can't provide for your household? Your situation does not scare me. Your deadline does not intimidate me. Time is in my hands. And when I move, I don't need permission. I don't need man's approval. I don't need the economy to be in your favor. I am the economy. I am the source. I am the well that never runs dry. So stop worrying. Stop overthinking. Stop measuring your hope by what you see. What you see is temporary. What I'm doing is eternal. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just need to trust that I do. You've been asking me for more income, more opportunities, more provision. But what if I'm asking you to make room first? Room in your heart. Room in your schedule. Room in your mindset. What if I want to give you more, but your hands are too full of fear to receive it? What if I'm waiting not for the world to change, but for your trust to deepen? Because trust is the key. Not effort. Not striving. Not trying harder. Just trust. Simple, surrendered, childlike trust. The kind of trust that says, even when I don't know how, I still know who. The kind of trust that builds altars in the middle of uncertainty. That lifts hands even when the heart is heavy. That declares, my God is faithful, even when the bank balance says otherwise. And that kind of trust, it moves heaven. It opens windows no man can close. It activates miracles. You're not too late. You're not too broken. You're not too far gone. In fact, you're right where I need you to be, at the edge of surrender, on the brink of blessing. I haven't brought the provision yet, not because I'm cruel, but because I love you enough to protect you from depending on the provision more than the provider. I'm not just writing your story, I'm writing you into my story. And in my story, nothing is wasted. Not the waiting. Not the weeping. Not the wandering. All of it will make sense in time. And when the breakthrough comes, and it will, you'll be able to carry it with humility, not anxiety. You'll steward the blessing instead of worshiping it. Because through this process, I'm not just changing your circumstances. I'm transforming your soul. You'll walk different. Pray different. Love different. Give different. Because you'll know, deeply, undeniably, that it was me. All me. Every open door. Every unexpected deposit. Every divine connection. Every closed door that was actually protection. It will all echo with my fingerprints. And you'll live not just with money, but with meaning. Not just with resource, but with revelation. And that, my child, is the kind of wealth no one can steal. So breathe again. Hope again. Dream again. Don't shrink to survive. Expand to receive. Because I'm not done. I'm just getting started. I know you've been strong for so long, holding everything together for everyone else, wearing a brave face while your soul quietly breaks inside. You've carried burdens no one else sees, whispered prayers with trembling lips, and convinced yourself to keep going even when everything in you wanted to give up. You've said, God, I don't need a mansion, I just need peace. I don't need luxury, I just need a little breathing room. And I heard you. I saw you at midnight, scrolling through your bank account, wondering how you'll make it to next week. I saw the way your stomach dropped when the bill came. The way you avoided opening that envelope. The way your heart sank when someone said, it's going to be okay, but you didn't feel okay. And yet, here you are, still standing. Still breathing. Still hoping. Maybe weak. Maybe worn out. But not finished. Not forsaken. Not forgotten. Because child, if you only knew how close you are to the shift, the turnaround, the breakthrough. But before the shift comes, I need you to see what I see. I don't just see your empty wallet. I see your unshakable endurance. I don't just see the zeros, I see the quiet obedience. I don't just see the struggle, I see the seed. And seeds don't stay buried. Seeds grow. They break open in the dark. They stretch through the soil. They defy gravity, time, and opposition. And so do you. You are not weak because you cry. You are not a failure because you feel afraid. You are not less blessed because you're still waiting. Blessing is not always visible in the beginning. Sometimes it looks like surviving the storm. Sometimes it looks like getting up again. Sometimes it looks like tears turning into prayers. And sometimes, blessing looks like me, being with you, when everything else falls apart. You've been taught that provision looks like money in the bank. But I tell you, provision is me holding your heart when it wants to give up. Provision is peace that silences panic. Provision is the wisdom I've poured into you while others chase the world. You've grown in this season more than you realize. You've become resilient. You've discovered your real friends. You've learned to depend on me, not just on Sundays, but in the quiet Tuesdays when the pressure felt unbearable. And that maturity, that fire-tested faith, it's more valuable than gold. Because when I bring the increase, and I will, you won't be consumed by it. You'll carry it with humility. You'll know that the same God who provided the blessing is the God who carried you through the breaking. And when people ask how you made it, you won't say, I hustled. You'll say, I surrendered. Because surrender is the strategy of heaven. You let go so I could hold it. You released control so I could step in. And when you gave me your not enough, I turned it into more than enough. Just like I did with the widow's oil. Just like I did with the loaves and fish. Just like I'm doing right now, in ways you cannot yet see. So keep sowing. Not just money, but kindness. Patience. Integrity. Keep sowing forgiveness, even when they don't deserve it. Keep sowing love, even when your heart feels tired. These are seeds of the kingdom, and I promise you, the harvest is coming. Not because you deserve it, but because I'm good. And I don't lie. I don't tease. I don't abandon. My timing is not denial, it's design. And this delay, it's not a wall. It's a womb. A place where something holy is being formed. And just like a child in the womb is hidden before it's revealed, so is your miracle. But make no mistake, it's growing. And soon, it will be born. So hold on, my beloved. You're closer than you know. Don't let what you see cancel what I've said. Don't let the facts drown out your faith. You were made for this moment. And I will not let it go to waste. You've reached a point where you're not even praying for riches anymore, just relief. You don't need a sudden fortune, you just need the fear to leave, the anxiety to settle, the storm inside your mind to calm down long enough so you can breathe without guilt. You've said it to yourself so many times, if I just had enough to cover this month, just this week, just today, but it keeps slipping, like sand through tired fingers. And deep down, you're not just questioning the money. You're questioning your worth. Wondering if maybe you're the one person God passed over. If maybe, somewhere along the line, you did something that disqualified you. But child, hear me, my promises are not based on your performance. They're based on my nature. And my nature is faithful. I don't change. I don't revoke what I've spoken. I don't bless based on perfection, I bless based on covenant. And I made a covenant with you when you believed. I said I would provide. I said I would be enough. I said I would never leave you nor forsake you, and I meant every word. Your current reality does not cancel my eternal truth. What you feel is valid, but it is not final. Yes, the pressure is real. Yes, the hardship hurts. But my grace runs deeper than the debt. My provision stretches wider than the problem. You don't have to figure it all out. You just need to trust that I already have. And I know that's hard. Especially when you've done everything right. You've tithed. You've helped others. You've given even when you didn't have enough for yourself. You've prayed until your voice cracked, fasted when no one knew, hoped when everything said hope was foolish. And still, here you are, empty hands, full heart, wondering how much longer you can hold on. Let me tell you this, the longer the wait, the deeper the roots. And the deeper the roots, the stronger the tree. I'm not building something shallow in you. I'm building something that lasts, through recessions, through failures, through storms. So that when I bless you, you won't lose yourself in it. You'll stay anchored. You'll stay humble. You'll remember. Because this season of lack is not a punishment, it's a classroom. And you, my child, are learning how to live by faith, not just by sight. That faith is becoming your foundation. That trust is becoming your testimony. And when you speak of my goodness one day, it won't be from a place of theory, it will be from a place of fire-tested truth. You'll say, I've seen him provide when there was nothing. I've seen him comfort when no one else knew. I've seen him move when everything looked frozen. That kind of testimony carries weight. That kind of story shakes chains off others. That kind of faith inspires generations. And that, beloved, is why I'm allowing this pressure, not to break you, but to birth something holy through you. You were never meant to stay in survival mode. You were meant to overflow. You were meant to bless others. To lift up those who now feel like you do. To declare, not just in words but with your whole life, that God is still Jehovah Jireh, the God who provides. Not just for food. Not just for rent. But for healing. For wisdom. For identity. For peace. And yes, for financial breakthrough. And it will come. Not by force. Not by fear. But by my favor. You won't have to chase it. You'll walk right into it. And when it arrives, you'll recognize it. Not as luck. Not as chance. But as a divine response to a heart that refused to stop believing. So rest now, child. Let go of the tight grip. You don't have to carry it all. You never did. Give it to me, the stress, the numbers, the fear, the what-ifs. I already see the end. And it's good. So very good. I know what it feels like to walk through a season where every day feels like a silent test. Where you try to stay grateful, try to be faithful, try to stay positive, but deep inside you're worn thin. You watch people around you talk about overflow, while you're just praying your car doesn't decline at the grocery store. You've grown used to calculating everything, not just money, but energy, time, emotions, because the lack is not just in your wallet, it's in your soul. You've adapted to scarcity like it's a lifestyle, but child, that's not what I've called you to. I didn't design you for barely surviving. I didn't create you to just scrape by. You were made to walk in abundance. Not arrogance, but assurance. Assurance that I am who I say I am. That my promises are not poetry, they are provision. And yes, I understand your frustration. I know what you feel but haven't said out loud, God, I love you, but I'm tired of struggling. God, I believe, but when will you come through for me? Why does it feel like I'm always the one holding on, while others are receiving? And here's my answer, I'm not ignoring you. I'm preparing you. Because what I have for you is not just a quick fix, it's legacy. It's longevity. It's a move of provision so profound that you'll never again question whether you're seen. And in order for you to hold that kind of blessing, I need to break off every lie that's told you you're not worthy. Every memory that convinced you to settle. Every moment where disappointment made you doubt me. Because child, if you carry those wounds into the promise, you'll sabotage what I'm sending. So yes, I'm taking time. But it's not wasted. It's working. I'm healing your beliefs about money, about me, and about yourself. I'm shifting your mindset from survival to stewardship. I'm teaching you that money is not your master, I am. I'm showing you that lack is not your destiny, it was just your classroom. You've cried in silence long enough. You've struggled in secret long enough. But soon, what was hidden will be revealed. The seeds you planted in pain will bloom in power. And those who watched you press on with nothing will witness you walk in overflow. Not to flaunt. Not to boast. But to point back and say, this was the Lord's doing, and it is marvelous in my eyes. Because when I bless, I do it with purpose. I bless so you can become the blessing. I provide so you can provide for others. I fill your table so you can pull up chairs for those still starving. And that is what's coming. Not just answered prayer, but activated purpose. Not just financial relief, but generational impact. Not just increase, but insight. You'll see what others miss. You'll hear what others ignore. You'll discern the doors I open, and you'll walk through them with confidence, not fear. Because you'll know, deep in your bones, that it was never random. I was with you in the not enough. And I'll be with you in the more than enough. I was with you in the breaking. And I'll be with you in the building. So hold on, child. Your breakthrough isn't coming to prove a point. It's coming to fulfill a promise. My promise. And my word never returns void. You've waited long. You've wept hard. But you're not waiting in vain. You are being positioned for something sacred. Something supernatural. Something the world will not be able to explain. And when it comes, you won't just feel relief, you'll feel redemption. You'll realize that none of it was wasted. Not the nights you cried. Not the jobs you lost. Not the chances you gave up to stay true to me. It all counted. It all mattered. And I, your father, have not forgotten a single detail. I know you've been faithful even when it felt fruitless. You've stayed kind when bitterness seemed easier. You've kept showing up when everything in you wanted to disappear. And you've been telling yourself, maybe this is just my story. Maybe God provides for others, but not for me. But child, that voice is not from me. That voice is fear, dressed in false humility. And today I tear that lie down. Because I didn't call you to lack. I didn't create you to struggle endlessly. And I surely didn't send my son so that you would live a life constantly begging for scraps from a world I created. You are not an orphan in my kingdom. You are my child. And a good father provides. A good father protects. A good father doesn't just meet needs, he exceeds them, because he delights in blessing his children. But I'm not just blessing you for comfort. I'm blessing you for calling. I've been building you in the silence. I've been stretching your spirit. Not to break you, but to prepare you. Because the kind of blessing I'm sending requires someone who knows how to carry it with character. You've prayed for provision, but I've been developing your perspective. You've asked for increase, but I've been anchoring your integrity. Because the world doesn't need more rich people. It needs more whole people. Healed people. People who remember what it was like to lack, and use their blessing to lift others up, not just elevate themselves. And that's you. You are the answer to someone else's prayer. You are the miracle someone else will witness. And that's why the fire was so hot. That's why the delay felt like denial. Because the assignment is weighty. But I didn't choose you because you were ready. I chose you so I could make you ready. I saw beyond your current condition and into your eternal capacity. And now, as you stand on the edge of exhaustion, wondering if it's all worth it, I say, yes. It's worth it. Every lonely night. Every withheld desire. Every unseen act of obedience. Every no you said to something that looked good but wasn't from me, it's all part of the refining. And I know it feels long. I know it feels hidden. But do you know what else grows in silence? Diamonds. Trees. Roots. Foundation. And faith. You are becoming unshakable, not because of the blessing, but because of the breaking that came before it. And when the blessing comes, when I release the provision I've prepared, it won't change who you are. It will confirm who you've become. You won't be defined by what you have, but by who you carry. You'll walk into rooms with humility, not hunger. You'll give from overflow, not obligation. Because you'll know, this was never about material gain. This was about becoming someone who looks like me. A reflection of my heart. A vessel of my love. A steward of my goodness. So don't let this current reality define your destiny. Don't let a temporary season rewrite an eternal promise. You are closer now than you've ever been, not just to breakthrough, but to me. And that, child, is the real blessing. Before the provision comes, I want your eyes on me. Before the check clears, I want your heart clear. Before the opportunity arrives, I want your identity rooted. So when you walk in what I've promised, you'll walk with peace, not pressure. With gratitude, not greed. With power, not pretense. Because you'll know the source. And when you know the source, you never fear the scarcity. You live differently. You give differently. You trust differently. Because you've seen what I can do, and more than that, you've seen who I am. Now, my child, hear this, and hear it not with your ears, but with your spirit. I am moving. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Now. I am breathing life into dead dreams. I am resurrecting what you thought was over. I am releasing what has been held back. The floodgates of heaven are opening, not because you shouted loud enough, not because you earned it, but because I'm faithful to my word. I said I would supply all your needs, and I will. I said I would bless the work of your hands, and I will. I said I would pour out blessing you cannot contain, and that moment is coming into view. But more than the money, more than the job, more than the help, I am giving you me. The greatest treasure is not in the bank. It's not in the house. It's not in the raise. The greatest treasure is my presence. And you have access. Now. My presence is your provision. My voice is your direction. My heart is your safety. My hands are your strength. So today, rise. Not in fear, but in faith. Stand up. Not because the battle is over, but because the victory is already written. Stand in the authority I've given you. Speak life over your home. Speak peace into your finances. Declare this out loud, even now, I am not forsaken. I am not forgotten. I am not a victim of this world's economy. I live under kingdom economy. And my God, Jehovah Jireh, shall supply. Not just enough to survive. Enough to overflow. Enough to bless others. Enough to walk in purpose. Enough to silence every doubt. Enough to testify with boldness, my God did it. So let it be declared today in the spirit realm, lack has lost its grip. Fear is broken. Scarcity is defeated. I walk in freedom. I walk in favor. I walk in the fullness of the promise. And nothing the enemy planned can cancel what heaven has released. This is not the end. This is not your limit. This is the turning point. A divine reversal is happening. The very area where you struggled the most is about to become your greatest testimony. And every tear you cried has been counted, every prayer recorded, every sleepless night remembered, and now, I answer. I act. I restore. I redeem. Not in pieces, in fullness. And as you receive this word, let your spirit agree. Say it, Amen. I believe. Because what you speak, you activate. What you agree with, you align with. And I am not calling you to repeat empty words, I'm calling you to release prophetic truth. Declare this now, I am stepping into financial peace. I am walking into divine provision. I am trusting God fully, not because I see the how, but because I know the who. And He is faithful. He is good. He is my Father. And He will never let me fall.